I passed through the wall unharmed. It seemed the magic only preyed on things that were alive and pure. Or perhaps it simply decided that I was twisted enough.
And that's a good point to jump in. Hey folks, Keric here and welcome back to part, what are we on, 12 of Blood Omen. As you can see, we've moved from the kind of vaguely unsettling area outside Dark Eden to the area directly beneath it, which is, let's face it, a bit of a hellhole. Creatures here are, I'd like to say worse than the ones outside, but those poison spitting bastards aren't back, so really I can't complain. There actually are a few more humans, as you can tell, which is good for keeping the old health bar up. I really could do with some more health. Drink. Oh, for God's sakes, why'd I kill him? Alright, let's get rid of this little bugger. This again, one of those areas where a hell of a lot of the enemies don't have blood. So pick your fights pretty carefully. You can generally tell by the way they die, pretty much. Or any blood that kind of dribbles out of them while you're beating the snot out of them. So do try and keep in mind after you kill the first one whether they're drinkable or not. Right, so there's a So there's a river of lava running through this area. We're pretty much having to work our way around it. And I'm going to change weapon, this is bloody useless. Go for the better armour as well, that first one. Really doesn't do that much. Go a little bit more health, at least with the mace we'll be able to stun things pretty quickly. It does mean avoiding those spitty guys though, purely because there's not much we can do against them. Dare you, little beast. Not really much point in hitting them around the head with a mace, considering we can't drink your blood. These guys, however, seem to be filling me up quite nicely. I won't complain too much. Yep, really doing nothing to these guys. Gonna have to switch back again, unfortunately. This is what I mean about weapon switching. Flame sword kills stuff outright, so you can never drink the blood whenever you use it. And that's annoying as all hell, because once your energy gets low, once your life gets low, sorry, you have to switch out and grab something else. It does get to the annoying point fairly quickly whenever you're playing it in long periods of time. Right, anyway, this section's kind of cleared out, so we'll make our way to the right. Just check I can't actually get into these houses now. Wasn't sure whether that was like a proper entrance or whether it was just a hole in the sprite. Right, so river of lava. No way across. Apart from this little guy. So it's time to dig out the mind control spell. And yeah, flick a switch and the lava just suddenly pops back. Like literally parting the Red Sea, only in this case it's the orangey red river. Once again, back to the mace. Really, we could do with the blood at this point. I'll put up with the annoyance purely on the fact that it's going to give us a full health bar. And again, a couple of areas we can't get access to, so it's time to get the mind control spell back out again. Hit the little guy on the side of the head and flick the switch. So we've got another area off to the left and then the main way out, which is off to the right, just above us. Grab him first. There we go, flick the switch. That's our way out. And if we keep an eye off to the left. There we go. Grab him too. And it'll give us access to this area. It should have a few cards in. There we go. Nice little cache. Thanks, mate. All that health I just bloody gathered up. He gets rid of it with one shot by hitting me into the lava. What a git. Right. To take matters into our own hands. Fill up the health bar a little bit and make our way into the next section. This area is kind of a precursor for the actual Dark Eden dungeon. So this should be the final screen before we actually get into the dungeon itself.
A tower stood in the distance. From its apex spewed the vortex of energy that shaped the lands below.
And there's the tower in its entirety. Doesn't look very interesting at all, to be honest. Come on, give me your blood. You weird, weird creature. Just have a little walk around this area and make sure we're not missing out on anything. There we go, a little bit more health. I doubt there's very much more in this area that's more useful than that, but I'll have a look anyway. I wouldn't mind picking up a couple more Heart of Darkness if they happen to be lying around, but I kind of doubt it at this point. Oh, for God's sake! Half a health bar gone for no bloody reason. Wow. Oh well, there's two. That'll give us a little bit more. Drink from him. Yeah. About a quarter, fair enough. I'll live with that. So that's a vial of blood on either side. Nothing fantastic. Oh, there's two more. We'll have those. If he doesn't kick me into the bloody lava. Jesus, they hurt. Let's try and make our way into the tower now, really. I'm not too bothered about these guys. Get rid of them where I can. Right. Oh. One of these big hoggy creatures. I'll take the blood. And another, fair enough. If you're offering. Right, there we go. Oh. Fine, keep throwing them at me. I'm a hungry little vampire. Yeah, no items. Still got to look though. Right, and now we're done. We can make our way into the tower. There is a reason why the tower looks absolutely massive on the inside and doesn't on the outside. A reason that's pretty obvious to most people who've ever watched Doctor Who, to be fair, but...
The surface of the castle belied its interior, for it was far larger inside than out. With the powers the Circle had at its disposal, it would have been simple to distort space to accommodate this strange structure.
So there you have it. The Circle are Time Lords. No. One of the pillars is for dimension, I think. Certainly, if not one of the pillars, then one of the kind of forces. In the same way that balance is one. Things like dimension. I'm not sure whether there's a time one. Yeah, there is, of course. Mobius, the time streamer. Of course there is. Anyway, back to dungeon mechanics. Pretty much the same as the outside world, really. I don't know why I'm saying dungeon mechanics. The only difference is you get spikes and stuff. Which I normally ignore and walk over anyway. Try and get rid of these two before I go anywhere near that top section. I really don't want them shooting. The way projectiles work in the game, they kind of bounce you between the two of them and it can get messy pretty damn fast. Well, certainly have the power-ups though. You just go stand there now. There we go. Well, at least whoever owns the tower laid on a buffet. Nothing worse than travelling a long way on an empty stomach only to find there's no food waiting for you. Let's get rid of this little white guy.
The sorcerer's sanctuary, his laboratory. Inside was all manner of items arcane, pickled bodies, dissected corpses, both man and beast, and metal construct that seized arcs of energy into the air. I sensed more than one force being manipulated in this place. Strange. Rarely did a sorcerer condescend to work with others.
So yeah, Kain has pretty much up until now thought that there were only one of the Guardians of the Circle in this area. However, as you can now tell, there are certainly more than one. 3 in fact, if I remember correctly. But we won't fight all 3. Oh, come on. Just kill the little freak. Oh, stuff you then. Every time you clear out one of these wings, it'll bring you back to the center. Fairly nice in terms of dungeons. Oh shit, no. Get the hell out of your way. Oh, and it's Jabba. Jabba's a... well, I could call him something else. Not hot.
Flame sword.
Jabba the Butt. That'll do. Could call him something worse that has 4 letters on it, but I think we'll leave it out. I used up a couple of these really, I don't want to continue on that lower health bar. Once again, avoid the balls. I was nowhere near those spikes. Sneak in while it's over there. And yay, more spikes. Come on, down you go. Oh, frig you. And yet another laboratory. Which is kind of good because there are an awful lot of test tubes lying around. Oh, Jesus, more of them. 2 bots. It would help if I could shoot straight. Just piss off. Right. I'm gonna have to use one of these as well. Thank God they give you loads. Come on, flick. There we go. And some free food as well. Really don't like this. Boom. And green bar already. Fuck me. I think it was a sadist invented those creatures. A real sadist. Certainly one in terms of game design. Anyway, that's the first 2 wings done. If we make our way through here, there are a couple of extra bits to the dungeon. Everyone beginning to wonder about that last room. I may actually just go back. As you can see to the left, there's a grill. And quite a few nice items behind it, so we'll grab those. And if I remember correctly, there's one of those gateways in the room before. I probably should just carry on around this area, but I want to go and see what's in here. Just ignore all your defenses. Pointless things. It's the only thing about Mistform, it's so damn nice using it that really you get to the point where you kinda wish you could just stay Mistform all the time. Unfortunately, it uses up your mana at quite a good rate, so really you can't. Just carry on with this dungeon. Oh shit, they hit you. Bollocks. How the hell am I going to get out of here? Very gingerly is how I... Oh shit. Walk into everything. Oh well, there we go. Next section it is. Right. 2 new big items here. On the left hand side you can see there's another set of armour to pick up. And on the right there's a new spell. Grab a quick top of health. And make our way through to grab some armour.
How convenient. This armour, wrought with the blood of noblemen, drains the blood from my enemies for me, leaving me to focus on the slaughter at hand.
Which sounds like a great thing, but it's very much a double-edged sword. especially in this area. As you can guess, these poisonous bastards here. If you kill them with a normal sword and they drop a load of blood, it'll be poisoned blood, and it's not a good thing. Automatically drinking any kind of blood isn't always good. It works with ghosts and it works with kind of things with red blood, but anything with black or green blood is going to give you a hell of a lot of trouble using that armour. So certainly choose your area when it comes to putting it on. Make sure you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of foes like these guys. Otherwise your life's going to be a misery for a little while. Try and sneak out whenever he's pointing to one of the cardinal points. Really, it's the only way I can think of actually killing these buggers. Let's take her death as a little bit of a sacrifice. Anything really to get rid of those beasts.
Please help me, kind sir.
These little guys, by comparison, kind of pale into insignificance. A couple of shots from these really doesn't make up to the annoyance of being poisoned. Go. Fire sword is always cleansing the world of their unholiness. Mind you, it is Kain using the damn thing, really. I shouldn't use the words unholy. I think he might have something to say about that. And a mana boost. Alright, so new armour sorted. Let's get over and pick up our new spell. Alright, you're going to be awkward, aren't you? Oh well. 3 shots and you're down. It's going to pretty much be a case of killing stuff to proceed in this area. Just be careful of the shots that they fire. If they bunch you onto those spikes, you're going to be in quite a big world of pain. I'm not even hitting the mama. Come on, it doesn't recharge fast enough. Okay, we'll chuck a couple of ninja stars and just get it over with, really. One more. There we go, new spell.
'Tis a spell worthy of the necromancer himself. This allows me to dissect a creature's soul from its vessel of flesh. For these poor wretches, only oblivion awaits.
And this is a damn good spell. We'll be using it a lot in the very near future. It uses up a hell of a lot of mana. So you're going to need tons. But what it does actually is allow you to one-shot things, basically. You fire it off, it hits them, knocks their soul out of the body, and the body dies. Very good for some of the later enemies which have a hell of a lot of health. Alright, quick save before we proceed.
Ah, not 1, but 3. Dejul the Energist, Bane the Druid, and Anacroth the Alchemist. How considerate of them to hasten my search.
So the Scourge of the Circle has arrived.
Fear him not, Bane. He is but a whelp. His soul is ours for the taking.
Don't be ridiculous, Malik. To our aid.
Damn you, Alchemist. I had not come this far only to have my quarry escape.
Too right. Time to use Vorador's little gift.
Vengeance. Vengeance for my eternity of suffering.
Whelp!
as if you knew what eternity was. Grovel before your true master.
Never. I'll hack you from crotch to gizzard and feed what's left to your brides.
World's most telegraphed fight there.
As Vorador clashed against Malik, I gave pursuit to the fleeing wizards, the Jewel and Bane. I danced their dance. When the time came, they would dance upon my sword.
His magic is weak! He is an affront to nature itself! It is our duty to purify him!
She reminds me of one of those kind of Saturday morning cartoon witches on TV. Really annoying voice. Anyway, there are two bosses here. Bane will pretty much run about as he's doing, converting squares of ground into water, which is a pain in the arse. The Jewel, on the other hand, stands in the middle of the large body of water just above us. We're going to stay away from her because she's the source of those damned projectiles, and really I don't want to have to deal with them too much. They will come down here, really, there's not much you can do. Oh, sodden things. I think I'm probably going to switch over and grab that reflect spell. Bane's annoying in that it can kind of leave you stranded a little bit. Jesus. What the? Load of damage. I think we're going to have to take some drastic actions here. We're getting really low on Heart of Darkness as well.
Flesh armor.
Stick that on in case it's got more damage reduction. We also want that up. Gonna save us a hell of a lot of trouble when we're dealing with those projectiles. Get some health going. So essentially with Bane, all you want to do is chop away at him. He doesn't pose too much of a threat on his own, really. It's the water around his feet that's going to be the real trouble. So just follow him around, hit him whenever you can, avoid the water, kind of standard. Not that this is a standard fight by any means, but you get what I mean. I have no idea why I went this formula, it was a bit pointless. You can use it if he's created big walls of water in front of you, but we also have the protection of the blood fountain in terms of water a little bit, I think. Certainly doesn't seem to be doing as much damage as it did before. Or maybe we just have health. Alright, sort it. Let's just bite the bloody bullet. These friggin' things out the way. I don't think there's any way really to do this fight cleanly. Most of the fights from now on, the reflect spell and those kind of energy batteries, I can't quite remember the name of them, will be pretty much your stock in trade. Right, there we go. That's being down. Gives us a chance to get access.
Headdress had broken in the fight, but power still resided in its ivory form.
My time to deal with the Jewel. He really is a bit of a cow. You're pretty much trying to reflect her energies back at her. It's it's really not that neat, unfortunately. If you chuck in a few items as well, you can get rid of those bubbles. Gives you a chance to actually hit her. Not quite sure why she died there. I'm not sure whether it's a case of the reflect doing damage or whether I just hit her with one projectile.
It was made from an alloy akin to lead, heavy and malleable, woven into fine links. The energy she controlled was stored in this garment.
But either way, that's 2 more down, and if we make our way outside...
I found Malek's helmet amongst the scattered remnants of his armor, whole and intact. Vorador had finally laid his old adversary to rest.
We finally get to kill Malek, which is a good point to finish up the video. I've been Keric the Pally, this has been Blood Omen. You have a good evening now.